This is a story about one of my clients who went down a negative rabbit hole, and this girl has transformed her life. She completely transformed her life. She's a massive inspiration to everyone around her. Ever since she literally did like a 3-4 years of a transformation within a year, more, maybe 5 or 6 years. People couldn't even believe her. So many people have changed and started taking action because of her. She's become a leader. But she recently messaged me during a coaching call, like, Sam, I can't get out of a negative mindset. And what's up? Let's jump on a call. And one thing I always do with a lot of my clients, if they're going through a lot of turmoil, I won't be like, oh, we don't have a coaching call now. You gotta wait till our time. I'll pick up the phone. If you're going through a rough fucking time, my whole job as a coach is to get you out of it. The longer you're in a negative mindset, the more you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. It's gonna fuck with your life. So I asked her, hey, what was going on? She said she had a bad relationship, or just a bad interaction with someone, driving her really angry, irritated, and instead of working out, she went down a pleasure-seeking rabbit hole. She was eating way too much muffins, eating way too much garbage food, which was affecting her mood and her self-esteem and her confidence. Anything that she said she wouldn't do, she started doing. Anything that she started, she was going against her word. And when we go against our word, it chips away on our self-belief, and it's very subtle. It starts with a small, and it turns to a domino effect. And eventually, we all go down a pleasure-seeking rabbit hole. I know this through my own experience with drug addiction, marijuana. I know it's not a big drug for a lot of people, but it consumed my life. It was an issue. So eventually, at one point, I realized I was avoiding a lot of pains within my heart, and I kind of used marijuana to kind of numb that. But all it did was mask the underlying issue. With her, as much as it's just a muffin, it's not just a muffin. When a lot of people are overweight and morbidly obese and they're struggling, they're masking some kind of pain, a call to act. When we take away all the pleasure-seeking things, and everyone's different. Everyone has a thing. One person's marijuana, one person's alcohol, another person it's cocaine, another person it's TV, porn, whatever it is. Once we eliminate that, now we can feel the pain and we actually listen to it, it drives us forward. When we understand the pain is actually there to drive us forward and it's telling us something, anxiety, depression, frustration, anger. When we listen to our hearts on a clear, especially in a clear morning when no one's in our fucking head, we can really understand what's going on. Our conscience will tell us exactly what we need to do. So I told her, like, you got to go back to your old habits. Replace those bad habits with good habits. Go back to those early morning workouts. Go back to eating clean. Go back to being very disciplined with your nutrition and your workouts. We're all energy. We're a combination of liquid, solid, and gas. When we're moving, I'm moving. My lips are moving. I'm energy. So when I manage how I move and liquid, solid, and gas that I put down my throat, including drugs and alcohol, when I manage those and I put the right things, oxygen, water, it could be fruits, it could be juice, it could be healthy stuff. We know deep down inside what's affecting us. And we master those two things, we can master our mood. When you do it first thing in the morning, you get so much level of clarity. It puts us in a state that it grounds our emotions and gives us a massive reset. I don't believe in trauma in the past. I just tell a lot of my clients, especially females, especially if they go through that time of month, I tell them, listen, it's not, just get those workouts in before you start assuming it's something really complicated or you're emotional. Get those workouts in. Start giving yourself love when we're emotional, unstable, and see what happens. I was gonna say I don't know why, but I do down inside know why a lot of my best clients are females, and I resonate with a lot of females because I had self-image issues and I was very truthful about that. I knew deep down inside if I don't give myself love and attention, I'm gonna crave it for other things. I'll spend way too much money on stupid shit because it's trying to, again, pleasure seeking. I'm trying to buy things, quick fix. I'm trying to seek attention from external factors, and that's one thing I tell a lot of my females. When you're very emotional, especially when you find a guy which you feel that is compatible to you, and you start sacrificing your workouts and your nutrition for a guy who's especially not active and he's quote unquote toxic, now you're going to throw your attention towards him to fill a hole, which is the love that's missing within yourself. And then eventually, if he's toxic and he's unstable, it turns up and down, and then now you're a ragdoll. You're literally connected to him. And one of the things I'm so proud about when my females get strong and lean and their emotions are a lot more grounded, females are a lot more negative and more neurotic, and they suffer with more negative emotions. When they ground their emotions and give themselves the love they're looking for, and the girls will do anything to get a good physique. When they get that love and attention, they don't really crave it from a lot of guys. And once you see a toxic guy, they're able to cut it quick. The beautiful thing about growing stronger is once you're strong, you resonate with strong people. And once you see weakness, you know how to cut it quick. So if you see a guy who's emotional, you're like, what the fuck is he so emotional about? I'm out quick. And that's the one thing again, with my females, they cut guys out quick. So when I start coaching them, not only am I giving the physique, now I'm going to love, I'm also teaching how to manage and filter out the older bullshit guys. Because when you're emotional and you're weak and you're out of shape, you would start sacrificing and making exceptions. You know what? He's just not perfect. I'm gonna just deal with it. And you realize you picked a bad apple. You don't want to fucking get yourself emotionally involved with a guy who's a piece of shit. Simple as that. And then once you build that habit, so the goal eventually is to replace those negative habits or emotions with positive action. When we replace negative emotions with positive action, it alleviates any sort of trauma and negative feelings about ourselves. We take responsibility. We own it. Do you see how this works? We're in control. We're responsible for our own internal state. Whenever we feel negative, it's our fault. Because once we control our food and our energy and we grow stronger, we ground our emotions. When we ground our emotions, we get a sense of peace, and it helps us get us through our fucking day. The last thing we want to do is have a repetitive thought that's negative, that's going through our head every single fucking day over a small altercation, which now turns into a massive insecurity and fucks our whole day off. Now we're doing bad decisions. Now eventually it's a domino effect. And next thing you know, you're doing stupid shit like trying to stab yourself over a small little argument, over a misunderstanding. But that can happen. I've seen it. I've known people who've done stupid shit like that over nothing, fucking nothing. People end up in the hospital. Now, with me, because I'm more emotionally grounded, I'm emotionally stable, you can say the word stoic, I don't get affected by many things. So when I coach a lot of females, even men too, it's just I teach them that. Once you're in control of your emotions and you kind of go through your day with that level of clarity, it's a super fucking power. Because you don't want to be anywhere else. You're not attached to material things. You're not attached to anyone's, you're not craving other people's attention. You have self-respect. You love yourself. You can look yourself in the mirror and you love what you see. And you realize there is no end result. I'm not trying to pitch or sell a fitness program. It's a mindset program. It's a way to build our self-love and self-confidence. Fitness comes with it, but at the same time, we're building self-esteem. We're giving ourselves mental clarity. There is no depression with my program. You're not going to feel anxious if you train hard enough and you do it the way it's supposed to be. It's as simple as that. As humans, we're supposed to hunt and gather. Nowadays, we don't really gather. Everything's too fucking easy. We're eating way too much toxic shit, and we're not really hunting. We're not really moving. So you combine those two, at least a lot of negative emotions. And those negative emotions are there for a reason. It's telling us something. It's like, we're fucking up. But we're not listening. We're using medication, drugs to fucking mask all those pains. Now the problem is when you make it a habit, you have to be aware of it. You have to be aware of your triggers. Everyone has their emotional triggers. And when you're aware of it, you start replacing it with time and space. So you know it's going to come in a certain time, a certain argument, a certain moment at work, a certain conversation, and you can replace it. And eventually when you grow stronger and stronger, more emotionally grounded, you see the world in a different light. And when you see the world in a different light, people you thought that were negative and you cannot talk to, now you're so strong, you're so positive, you can change their emotions based on how you're conducting yourself. It's a super fucking power. That's why people become such inspirations and such a positive force to older people around them, which goes back to that one of my clients, what I was telling you, her massive transformation and started to transform people around her. Now imagine that. Imagine your whole environment sucks, but because you're vibing high, all the negative people are now positive. Now the relationships, which everyone talks about, material things don't matter. It's just the relationships and how you love yourself. So how you treat yourself, how you carry yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, and the relationships with other people is really why we're here. Humans haven't evolved over millions of years. This is basically it. It's literally that simple. Don't you want to love yourself? Don't you want to respect yourself? Don't you want to have mental clarity? Don't you want to have peace of mind? Don't you want to have a six-pack? Don't you want to have a body that's having a massive physique? Don't you want to give yourself so much fucking attention that people admire you for your fucking attention? They're dying for that attention. but you don't really want it. You're just like, oh, okay, cool, and you embrace it. Like, you want to show it off, but you don't. Like, it's not. You're not going out of your way to show it off. It's just you're just being. You're just living your fucking life, and it's your enthusiasm, your confidence, and how you feel about yourself that's resonating to a lot of people, and you're not going to get that from drugs and alcohol. And the answer to the pain is pain. It's kind of crazy, because when you grow strong and you overcome something very difficult, when you go into that pain zone in your workouts, it numbs us of our internal pains, our trauma. And it gives us the ability to go through our day with a lot of clarity. The problem, again, is when we're in a negative state, we're trying to decipher, try to overcomplicate this. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. It feels hard because negative habits are trying to pull us back. And when we develop a weak mindset, it perpetually gets weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. So it feels a lot harder. That's why you don't want to slip. There is no end result. There is no end body. Once you get the body, you want it to evolve to something else. So I tell my clients, once you use the gym as a tool, it can be a home workout too, it doesn't really fucking matter. Once you create that high energy state, a physique that's strong and lean, which everyone fucking wants, everyone wants that. A six-pack is more fucking rare than a millionaire. Remember that. There's less people with a fucking lean, strong physique with a six-pack than multi-millionaires or millionaires on this planet. It's a rare thing, and it's not that fucking hard. And people who are filthy rich eventually want that. So why aren't people working on that right now? I want to feel great and look great. Let me wait till I just get the money and trash myself and then try to work on that. What the fuck? Like, there's something fucked up about that. The mentality of the people out here is really retarded. It's like, just, I don't want to be rude, but even retards who are struggling with life, it's unfortunate people have to live with a retarded gene or just born with that. That's actually unfortunate. But they're looking at people out here with a perfect fucking body and head, and they're fucking it up. That's retarded. There's something like loose. And I've been there. I've been retarded, quote unquote. I've had the physique. I've had the body. And eventually you kind of realize it's a tool, it's a vessel. There is no end result. You don't get the body, oh, I feel great. No, you go through the process and then you feel great. And then you get the body. It's the habits, underlying habits. That's the most important thing. And you're not looking for motivation. You don't need motivation. You build motivation ground up. When you understand that and you go through your daily process and you build the discipline with every single step throughout your day, you're not going to look for motivation. You understand, even when you're having a rough day, you know what to do to gain motivation. I got 3 hours of fucking sleep today. I got a workout in. I'm making this video. I feel very happy because this is motivating me. And because it's motivating me, it's inspiring you to change. Okay, people? Just some motivation, some inspiration. If you're stuck, you feel depressed, you feel anxious. And one more thing too. So like, once you get the body, I always tell this to a lot of my clients, it's going to evolve to something else. Whenever you go through a positive mental attitude through that workouts, you're going to get ideas and positive ideas. That's a great idea. When you're the most confident, you will see things that it opens doors up. But when we go back into a negative state and bad habit, the doors start to shut. But that's the truth. I've always listened to those voices in my head. After those workouts, I'm like, that's a great idea. It's the truth. Follow that. And I told my client was going through a hike, and she's just like, yeah. I'm like, listen, eventually you want to use your workouts to move in other areas in your life. Eventually she started hiking. I'm like, it's going to go to camping or something else. Follow that vision. I did not plan to go to Trice or do train martial arts, move to Montreal. I just want to get lean and strong. I want to get lean and muscle. I just want to get girls. Eventually transferred to a whole different array of things. I just kept following it. It didn't really matter to me. I was like, oh, let me just do that. Let me do that. And it just started opening a lot of doors. Eventually, when I kept my head down and focused on personally develop myself, all the opportunities came to me. All right, people, stay strong. Some motivation for you, some inspiration. Let's get it.